That was beautiful. Thank you so very, very much. That was really beautiful, yes. Oh, my goodness. Good morning. It is wonderful to see everyone who is here this morning on this fabulous day in Kalispell, Montana, and those who are joining us online. So we are one happy family here, are we not? Yes, I enjoyed the thunderstorm, I enjoyed the rain, I'm enjoying the sunshine, and I even enjoy the overcast that we get, because it brings to me that that's how life can be. And when we do life in community, it just seems like we're all, sharing and experiencing similar things. When I try and do life alone, or separate from humanity, it becomes a big deal. So I'm so grateful to be here with you all today, and we are going to have a wonderful experience as long as we are present to the now. Let's be present to the now. So if you are new or you haven't been here for a long time, we welcome you. We're so glad to see you again. It's just wonderful to have you. And if you're joining us online and you're new, praise be to God, because you are part of this family. We are part of the one family, the one. And we also, I would like to let you know that we love to do prayer. We do prayer support, and we accept prayer support, and we give prayer support, and we're just always in this idea that where two or more are gathered, there is a power for good that is accessible to us, that we can reach into, that we can claim, that we can embody, that will lift us. And so if you have a prayer, if you have a concern that you would like prayer around, if you have something that is heavy on your heart, please feel free to write out a prayer support write on the prayer support card that's in the back on the table, or send us an email to our center here. There are a group of us who we're now called the prayer line, and it doesn't mean it's a telephone line, because it's a direct connection to God. It's the prayer line that we can all access. But where two or more are gathered, it is a greater energy. And so please feel free not only to give us your prayer requests, but to join us. If you'd like to be part of this prayer line group, just let me know. We would love to include you as part of it, or do it on your own. It doesn't have to be structured. Our prayers are powerful. As we say, there's a power for good in the universe, and it's always active, and we can use it as we recognize it. So that's what prayer is about here. Now we will open our service with our special music. And Jamila, do you want to introduce our folks who are guests today?
I have to say I'm really, really excited. This is Elizabeth and Hassan. They're from Seattle, and they are dance leaders. Well, they're from the Seattle region. They're actually in the great, beautiful area. But they are dance leaders. They've danced and led all over the world. And we're lucky to have them here today. Dance leaders for Dances of Universal Peace. We are singing a new world into existence. We are singing a new world into existence. We are the water of life, cleansing the soul of humanity. We are the water of life, cleansing the soul of humanity. We are singing a new world into existence. We are singing a new world into existence. We are the fire in the heart of humanity. We are the fire in the heart of humanity. We are singing a new world into existence. We are singing a new world into into existence we are. We are the sacred ground, we are the sacred ground, we are the sacred ground, we are the sacred ground of humanity. We are the sacred ground, we are the sacred ground, we are the sacred ground, we are the sacred ground of humanity. We are singing a new world into existence. We are singing a new world into existence. We are the air uplifting the mind of humanity. We are the air uplifting the mind of humanity. We are singing a new world into existence. 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 We are.
Whoa. A beautiful Dances of Universal Peace song that we get to experience here. And isn't that what we're doing, is singing a new world into existence through our actions, our prayers, our thoughts, and our beingness. Let's take a breath now, and we'll move into the children's blessing. Do you have the clicker? It's probably one of those things I'm supposed to have the clicker. And so I say to Don, do you have the clicker? Okay, let's just take a breath, because we know what we say to the children of the world. And what we are doing here is centering ourselves into this idea that we are the shoulders. We are that the children of the world will stand on. We are the arms that embrace them. We are the hearts that support them. Because we keep moving forward, and we want to empower, and our intention is to empower and love, support, cherish, guide, and listen to the children of the world. For they are bringing a new world into existence. And so let us tell them what we tell them every single Sunday. All children, let us open our hearts to all children of the world. And we tell them, we see you, who you really are, made in the image and likeness of God. We cherish you, we support you, and we love you. And allowing that idea of being cherished, supported, and loved to move into our beingness for ourselves and all of humanity, let us just allow this moment. And allow the words from the Rumi poem to rest upon our hearts.
Out beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right doing, there's a field. I'll meet you there. When the soul lies down in that grass, the world is too full to talk about ideas, language, even the phrase, each other, doesn't make any sense.
Out beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right doing is a beautiful concept when we are together. So I invite you to go within. Take a breath and find your own rhythm with your breath. And find the quiet center of your being. And breathe in and out of your own heart. And think of your heart breath as blowing on embers, intensifying the love that is within your heart. Inspiring your cells and your entire system, your entire beingness into oneness. Into oneness with the divine and with all other kindred spirits, our common family and humanity. Breathing into the heart center and knowing oneness with all. And breathing into the love within your heart for yourself. And remembering that that which you are, that which the divine created, is and always has been and will remain forever untarnished, whole, complete in its uniqueness and preciousness. For you are the life of God in form. And I invite you to breathe into the love that is within you. Feeling it and recognizing it. The love that is between us, the love that is around us. And on our breath, the love that we are sending out into the world. Out beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right doing is a field. I'll meet you there. We will gather together. And we will know each other. There shall be no strangers and no one left out. For we will be out beyond the ideas of right doing and wrong doing in a field of love, peace, harmony, and grace. And so it is. Amen.
We are singing a new world into existence. existence we are. We are singing a new world into existence we are.
We are singing a new world
Into existence we are. We are singing a new world into existence we are.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And thank you, for bringing this. Elizabeth and Hassan, and thank you. Yes, you're so welcome here, and thank you so much for bringing your beauty and your music with you. And Adi and Jamila and Dawn, thank you very much. And to each one of you, I know you are all singing a new world into existence. And don't for a minute think or say to yourself, oh, I'm not a singer. You are. Your soul sings. Your soul carries the melody of grace and harmony. And so if anyone wants to join my group of non-singers, you're welcome. Oh my goodness, it's just really, really wonderful to be here with everyone today and to see you all and feel this love, this energy, this vulnerability to good. I love that idea. I look up the word vulnerability and don't use Webster's dictionary. It's just a bummer. I mean, it's a put down. Vulnerability to pain or loss or something. No, I'm talking about that other kind of vulnerability. That vulnerability when we put down our defenses, when we lay them down, even for a moment, when we crack that door and allow the light to come in as well as the light within to peek out. That's the kind of vulnerability I'm talking about. It is a beautiful thing, and it takes courage, and it takes boldness, and it takes faith and trust to be vulnerable to our good. Yeah, and some of us it takes more than for others. But I just invite you to wear it like not like an armor, but like a truth. The truth of you is you're vulnerable to your good. We always say that Spirit or God works for us, and the only way God can work for us is to work through us. So it's up to us if we're going to open the window, open the door, open up to be vulnerable to our good, to that greater experience that we haven't had, that we might have said we weren't expecting, couldn't have, didn't think could ever happen. It's kind of like saying I'm not a singer. That is not the truth about me. Even though I can't carry a tune, I can't harmonize, I'm still a singer. We're all singers because we all have a song within our soul to sing and to express. Now, some of us, like myself, might need to have some direction, some lessons. I actually went to the Dances of Universal Peace camp one year, and there was a person there she said, anybody can come in and sing. So I boldly drug myself over there to this group of people, and this one lady said, I was standing next to her, and she goes, no. So I move a little further over, and this lady says, okay, what I want you to do is close your ear and just listen to me. And she brought me up between all the people there. Really and truly, I got to participate. Well, don't you know, when we did our little song for the group, I was right in the front, really, really feeling like something had happened within me because someone's, not just one person, allowed me to find something in me that I didn't think was there. The ability to harmonize with other people, as long as I was in the back and sang very quietly. And you know what this teacher discovered too? She knew it right off the bat. I think she was a music teacher. I was mouthing the words to begin with, because after this, one lady goes, I wasn't going to sing, right? And so she goes, I know what you're doing. She knew right away, and she gave me the space, and she gave me, they all did, and the love and the opportunity to find my spirit song. So that's what we get to do. That's being vulnerable. That was the whole point of that little story. Is if we can be vulnerable with safety. It is such a beautiful gift that people can give each other and themselves. So last week I spoke about you and I are we. So it's this oneness we're talking about. This whole month is about relationships, the beloved relationship, the relationships that we create, the relationships that we participate in, and the relationships we would like to see in the world. So today I want to talk about you and me create society. And we know what society is. That's a group of people that have similar experiences, or not similar experiences, similar, it could be things in common. So what I want to talk about is the relationships we have with not just our family and our friends and our community, but with the broader gathering of people that has created and continues to create societies. So this week our focus will be on the society we live in and what the relationships we have in it mean. And that's a really critical thing for us to look at, because when we look at the society we live in, instead of complaining about it or ignoring parts of it, if we look at it with an open heart, we'll see what we have been part of creating, what we have been part of doing. So we do this always with the idea that we are the living, moving expression of God in form. That's what we are. That's what every single person is. It was brought up last week, this woman whose grandson was shot and killed by another young man. He was a young man. And she said she has a relationship now with this young man who shot and killed her grandson. And he's still in prison, but she has a relationship with him. And she said, he just forgot or never knew truly who he was. He forgot or he never knew who he truly was. And she said, so I took the love that my grandson was to me and is to me, and I'm helping him find himself. We are helping him find himself. And isn't that what we're all doing on our journey? We're helping others, we're receiving help, we're finding more and evolving more into who and what we are and to whom we belong, that expression of life. We are discovering our greatness, our goodness, our grace, our harmony, the harmony that's within us, that peaceful beingness, the song of our soul. And as we do this, it's not like life is going to, I don't think, get easier. I mean, the things that we're challenged by aren't going to go away. What's going to happen is we'll easily experience and contribute to and move through and solve and think differently about the things that are challenging to us. It's a whole different way of looking. It's at 2 degrees of movement. 2 degrees. I love that. I was just reading about that this week, and it was like 2 degrees can make a great difference in how we think and how we feel, and therefore what we're going to experience. If we move our thinking 2 degrees, if we allow 2 degrees of wonder to come in, questioning, anticipation, contemplation to come into us, rather than moving in what we've established as our mature self, as our adult self, if we can allow a 2-degree shift in whatever it is that we're experiencing that is challenging, we are opening ourselves up to a different experience. We can do that by we can have a different experience by opening ourselves up. So as we move into this new paradigm of a unified society that is lifting us up. It's kind of like what has been going on in our world for I don't know how many years, depends on what you want to say. Did it start with the pandemic? Did it start before that? Did it start with the last election? Whatever you think. It's up to you. But here's what I think. We're moving into a new paradigm. And what we've been experiencing, for those of you who have had children, or those of you who have been with people who have had children, I call it the pre-birth labor. I think we've been in labor, and it has been at times horrific. At times we were taking a breath and we almost forgot that we were in labor. But I think the labor is that we're birthing and we're bringing forth a new world. We're singing this new world into existence. And you know that from the time that and I don't think there was a starting point for this type of evolution that we're experiencing, but I think that we can, each one within us, recognize where we got caught in fear, where we got caught in anger, or where we are caught in it. Because we've been blaming. We blame the government, we blame our friends, we blame our partners, we blame the schools, we blame the, just anything you can think of. We blame those other countries. We put blame all over the place. But here's what we want to do. We want to move ourselves into that idea that we are powerful people in a powerful time, creating something that's powerfully good. That's the key. Good. And in May, the Dalai Lama said this: love and compassion are necessities, not luxuries. Without them, humanity cannot survive. Our prime purpose in this life is to help others. And if you don't help them, at least don't harm them. Let's just breathe into that. Our prime purpose, really, we are here to share with each other, to assist, to help, to be with each other and receive that same thing. And if we don't have anything that we can share, then we certainly don't want to harm others. Because we have to remember that society is us. We are the people. It's the people who make the laws. And some laws are for our good. Some laws are really grand and really work for us. And then there are some laws that we think, whatever, could be improved. And then there are some laws that were horrid. Like the law that kept women from voting. Or the law that said slavery was okay. Or apartheid. Those kinds of laws. Those aren't the kind of laws we want to hold in place, but society or people have put them in place. And here's the deal. We are birthing. We are coming through this labor to birth something greater, a world that works better for everyone. Not everyone has to participate in order for us to create a world that works better, but we need to be focused. We need to be committed. And we need to know the power behind our focus and commitment, which is God, which is Spirit, which is the universe, and each other. We will make the changes we desire to see. And we is who? It's you and I. You and I, you and I, you and I. It's everyone, isn't it? So let's stop with making the government wrong. Let's just stop with that for just a short time. I ask you to take a break. Let's stop from making others wrong, members of our family, our community, whatever. Let's just stop and take a break from that. Because here's the deal. Here's the thing about it. The energy we've put into making others wrong has not changed a thing, has it? It hasn't changed anything. It didn't get us what we would have liked to seen, which was what? A greater picture, right? A greater good. But we were so focused on making people wrong, things wrong, that's where energy was going. So it wasn't into that spaciousness of creation of good. So let's quit complaining. Let's quit complaining, because it's only the people who are dedicated to visioning that will change the world and change how the world works. Buckminster Fuller said, You never change things by fighting the existing reality. You never change things by fighting the existing reality. To change something, build a new model that makes the existing model obsolete. Isn't that what we want to do? Isn't that what we want to do? So in order to change society, we have to start discussing and visioning and become the beloved community. Wasn't too long ago, last year, we were the beloved community. That was our focus. That was the theme for the year, the beloved community, which does not mean just the people in this room. The beloved community is all that God has created. And to be members of the beloved community, we have to lift ourselves up into that spiritual practice of forgiveness and love. Reverend Georgia Prescott from California said, every experience we have with others is either an expression of love or a call for love. That was what the grandmother was meeting. From the expression of love that she and her grandson shared, she was meeting the call for love from this young man's soul. Do I think he was aware of it at the time? I have no idea. That's the whole thing too. I love this. Why did she do that? What was she thinking of? Well, I can tell you what I think she was thinking of, and I could be 100 or 1,000% wrong. Why do we think we know what people, the reasons that people do things? Why do we go there? Because we need logic. We want to move beyond logic to that empty space. Forgiveness is a big, huge, wonderful, uncontained, empty space. Not I forgive her because she said she was sorry. Not I forgive him because he has paid me back. Not I forgive myself because I couldn't help it. Forgiveness. I let go. That's what forgiveness means. I let go of the energy that keeps me from love. I let go of the energy that keeps me from peace. I let go of the energy that separates me in my heart and mind from all that is the oneness of life. That's what forgiveness is. So we have two huge and tremendous tools that we can work with: forgiveness and love. And we do it the way we want to, and we do it as often as we want to, or never if we so choose. But it's like the law. It's like God. It can only work for us as it's working through us. So when we slam the doors when we shut the door, shut the window, slam the door. Holy goodness. Shut the window, slam the door. When we leave others out of and separate from, we are the only ones that can do the opening up and accepting back of. It's not like we're going to bypass things that have caused us pain. We don't do that. We move through it. We just don't sit in the valley of death. We want to move through it. It's kind of like the ER doctor when the patient comes in. He doesn't ignore whatever the condition is, gunshot wound or broken leg. He doesn't ignore it. But what he sees when she sees, and the team see when they're working on this person, broken leg, gunshot wound, is health and wholeness. That's what we want to keep doing. We want to keep our focus and our mind from the heart on wholeness, on wellness, on grace and goodness. I read a lot of books about Jesus. I love Jesus. I have a big portrait of Jesus' head, this big, in my room. Yes, indeed I do. because I love the teachings. I love the absolute simplicity of the teachings of Jesus. And here's what I get. I get that Jesus did not teach us that he performed miracles. He didn't teach us that. Those around him did. That's what I believe Jesus taught. Jesus emphasized that he wasn't the reason miracles of healing occurred. He emphasized that what really mattered was the person's faith, the faith of the person. Remember when in Luke he talks about, or it's in Luke, the scriptures talk about Jesus healing the lepers, the 10 lepers, and he proclaimed, rise up and go. Your faith has made you whole. Your faith has made you whole. Those words to me are the cornerstone of life. Whatever your faith is, your faith in love, your faith in yourself, your faith in spirit, your faith in humanity, your faith in society, your faith, whatever your faith is what you will experience. It is the cornerstone of my life. So in the teachings of Jesus, he says, your faith will make you whole, and that the miracle of the healings comes from the person, the self, the faith of the self. Then we have to realize that we're creative. We are really creative people. We are bringing into our lives the creation of our thoughts and our feelings. And every time, and you might even say you're not creative. I need a tissue, please. But every time you have a new thought, every time you have a new idea, every time you think of a solution, you're being creative. Thank you very much. Now, like singing, you might not be artistic, but you are creative. I might not be able to sing with the singers, but I can sing. You see, we're all creative, and we are creating by our thoughts. And to the degree that we change our thoughts, that is the degree of difference in our experience that we will have. And that's the exciting part. So we have a brand new baby in our community, a beautiful baby girl. So every time we talk about, every time we say the children's prayer, I think of the children that we are connected to. And I think of the world that along with their parents, their caregivers, their grandparents, want these children to experience in this world. Not a world without any challenges, but a world that they're supported in, and that they have that we have the vision for them to move through and up and out into this world that they're creating for themselves. So creation is possible, and it looks like miracles. There is nothing, I don't think, that we can think of. There isn't a thought. Like Rumi saw us as humanity in a field of no wrongdoing, of no wrongdoing and right doing, which would be that place of perfection that we can go to when we let go of all of that. When we make you right and me wrong. We can go to that. So I don't believe there's an idea that could come into man's head or woman's head that isn't possible. So why don't we vision in a great way for starting with ourselves, our community, and going to our world? Why don't we see that and expect it, therefore experience it in our hearts? Here's what I know. Anyone who's hearing this, and everyone who's hearing this, has access to the tools and teaching that will change the structure that we found in society. Anyone who's hearing this, which means the power of your mind. Whether you're studying science of mind, it doesn't matter. But if you believe in the power of your mind, therefore the power of your heart, therefore the expression of your soul, you can change how you live and therefore change how life is for others. So we want to know that everything begins and ends in consciousness. Everything begins and ends in consciousness. My joy, my pain, it all begins and ends in consciousness. So I'm going to ask you just to take a breath and allow the breath that's within you just to move through you freely. Because I know that we are all on our way. We're all on our way home. And we're creating our experiences on our way. And we're embracing and interacting with those that we meet along the way. But I know this too, we must remain awake. We must remain awake to the soul's calling. We must remain awake to the promise that heaven is on earth and that there's room in the mansion for all of us. We must remain awake to we are all responsible and response-able in this creation of a new world. And so I bring my attention to the idea that there is one life, God. And that life has so many, many beautiful expressions. And from my heart of hearts, I feel a deep gratitude for each person, for this time together, and for the way that we will go forth today, laughing, singing, talking, smiling, nodding, acknowledging each other. For this is the way of God. This is the way of life. This is a way of peace. So may we take that line from Rumi poem, that first line, and let that be the anthem for this, of our hearts for this coming week. Out beyond ideals of wrongdoing and right doing is a field. I'll meet you there. And so it is. Amen. Thank you.
Into the infinite, created whole, we all are one. No fear nor stress, we are connected. Our loving hearts will lead us home. We are expanding into the infinite, our spirits growing with each new day, remembering that we all are masters, drawing to us each role we play. lights. We are expanding into the infinite, created whole. We all are one. No fear nor stress. We are connected. Our loving hearts will lead us home. Our loving hearts will lead us home.
That was beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, and now it's time for us to move into that place of spiritual giving and receiving. And we know that we are receivers. We know that because the universe is always giving of itself to us. God is good. God is good. And God is always available. God is every place and everywhere for everyone. So let us move into that place. Take your hand, put it to your heart if you would like, and know that whatever you are giving today to our center is greatly, greatly appreciated. We couldn't do this without you. It is incredibly generous of you that we can keep going, that we get to put the message out because of your generosity. Those who are here, those of you who are online who support us, we are so grateful for your sharing, your giving, your trusting in us. For we are all part of that one tribe, that one group part of humanity, period. So let us say our spiritual giving and receiving. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Amen. So again, thank you for joining us today, and we love that we are a larger community than we actually can count in the room, because that's how life is. We are all part of one family, standing under the shelter of each other. Yes, indeed, shining our light out. Wherever there's darkness, there is also our opportunity to shine our light. So God's blessings to you this week, and to all that you know, all that you love, and all that you do. May the Spirit of God and grace, harmony and joy be that which is your experience. And so it is.